In this video, we're going to look at something called phonemic component analysis. Now, this is an activity where we look at the sounds in a word and different elements of the word to do with the sounds, such as rhyming words, number of syllables in the words, other words that start with the same sound, and so on and so forth. We did a different exercise in the last video, which looked more at the meaning around the words. But sometimes that isn't enough to give our brain a bit of a nudge when we need help finding that word. So this is where sounds can come in, and using sounds can give us that little push to find the word that we're looking for. And that's what we're going to look at today. As ever, if you follow the link down in the description below, you can download a free workbook that goes along with this video. Level 1 of the workbook is designed for people who require a little bit more support with these tasks, maybe using circling and ticking answers that are already provided there. Level number 2 is for people who prefer to have a go at writing. So you'll have some of the different multiple choice answers there up on the page, and you can write your response down on the paper. Level number 3 is for those who want to be a bit more independent with their work, who maybe don't require as much support and are able to write their ideas down on page. So have a look through the workbooks. Hopefully you'll find a level that suits you. If you don't want to use the workbook, you don't have to use the workbook. We'll be going through the exercises here on the video, and you can go through them with me now. But, it's just there if you'd like to use it. So I would encourage you to, go into the description, copy and paste the link in there into your browser, and have a look at the workbook first and see whether you want to use that alongside the video. Okay, we will get cracking now, and yeah, let's go. Okay, so the first picture we're going to look at is on the screen now. So have a look at this and try and think of what this is called. Okay, think about the word. Now, I would like you to think about what sound this starts with. What sound does it start with? Does it start with this, or this? Point to your answer. Great. Now we're going to look for a different word that starts with the same sound. So the first letter is going to be the same in this word. So think about that. If you can think of a word and write it down, brilliant. If you want to see some multiple choice, here are some options. Okay. Right. So we've all got our answer there. Now, how many syllables will you find in this word? How many beats does it have? Yeah. Okay. I think it's got 1 beat. It's quite a short word. And now we need to think about what sound does this end with? What sound does it end with? The last sound. Here are some multiple choice answers for you. Have a look. Please have a go at making the sound if you can. Point to the sound. Now, rhyming words. So, rhyming words are words that sound similar to each other. The last part of the word is going to sound similar. It's going to have a bit of a rhyme. So now we want to think of a rhyming word for this. Now I'm going to give you the word. This is a bus. Bus. Let's think of a word that rhymes with bus. If you can say it, great. If you can write it down, brilliant. If you want a multiple choice, they're on the screen now. Point to your answer. Which word rhymes with bus? If you can come up with more than one, That would be amazing. You can make a little song. Okay. Good job. Now, next picture is on the screen now. Take it in. Okay. Yeah. Well, firstly, we need to think about what sound does it start with? What sound does it start with? Any of these sounds? Which letter does it start with? Now, I would like you to think of a different word that starts with the same sound. So a different word that starts with the same sound. Multiple choice options are coming up on the screen now. Point to your answer, say it out loud, write it down, communicate however way you want when doing this task. Good job. Now, this is a slightly longer word than the one we looked at before. So how many beats, how many syllables does this word have in it? 1, 2, or 3? Try and say it out loud and beat the word out if you can. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Okay. Yeah, I think I've got that one there. All right. What sound does this word end with? What sound does it end with? Just isolate that sound. Say the letter, say the sound. Multiple choice options coming up now. Okay. This is a wizard. Wizard. And we've got, maybe a couple of rhyming words. This is a bit more tricky than the last one we looked at for rhyming words. If you can think of a rhyming word for wizard, then please say it out loud, write it down, or pause the video. If you want to take a little bit more time to think of a word, pause the video and come back when you've got that word, that rhyming word. If you want multiple choice, they're coming up on the screen now. So which word rhymes with wizard? Okay. Moving on to the next picture. It's on the screen now. Take it in, have a look. Think about the word. If you can spell the word out, brilliant. If you can say it, fantastic. If you can't, then just take it in and we're going to look at some questions that will help. So what sound does this word start with? What sound does it start with? Here are multiple choice answers. Let's have a look. Okay. We give you a clue for this one. F. F. Okay, and a different word that starts with the same sound. A different word that starts with f. Here's some multiple choice answers. Pick your option from those and say it out loud if you can. Okay. How many syllables does this word have? How many beats? Say it out loud and beat out the word. Yep, okay. Now we need to think about what sound this word ends with. What sound does it end with? Now, this is a fence. Fence. And when we spell fence, the last letter is an E. But that's not really the sound at the end of the word. We're thinking about the sound here, what we can hear. We want to be thinking about what is that sound. So there may be an E on the end, but the sound is different. So is it one of these? Can you point to your answer? Can you say the sound out loud that is last in fence? Fence. And a rhyming word with fence. Let's think of one or two if possible. Write them down, say them out loud, sing a little song, do what you like. It's all good. Okay, so some multiple choice options on the screen now. So pick which one you think is rhyming with fence. All right. Doing great here. We are flying through these. We've got the next picture coming on now. Have a look. Now, think about what this word is. What is it? Okay. Now, let's think about what sound it might start with. What sound will it start with? Isolate that sound and say it out loud. Here's some multiple choice options. Which sound does it start with? Which letter as well does it start with? R. R. So we've got the first sound there in the word, R. Now, can we think of a different word that starts with that sound? So I've already given you the sound there. I'd like you to think about another word that starts with that R sound. R. If we need any multiple choice options, they're coming on the screen now, so you can choose. Say that word out loud, the one that starts with the R. Now, how many syllables would you find in this word? It's a shorter one again. We're not looking at too many long ones so far today, are we? But this is a shorter one. It's got one syllable in it. One syllable. Now we want to think about the sound that the word ends with, at the end of this word. I'm not going to give you any clues here, apart from the multiple choice options. They will be coming on screen now. So I'd like you to isolate that sound, say that sound. Okay? Got it. Now this is a roof. Roof. And it's got lots of rhyming words. So if you can pause the video now, make a list of all the rhyming words that you can think of that go with roof, and come back and see whether they match any of the multiple choice options that I'm going to put on screen in a second. So some multiple choice options are here now. Which one of these rhymes with roof? Which word sounds similar to roof? Great job. Okay, new picture coming up now. Ah, look at this. I like these animals. Now, what sound does this start with? What sound does it start with? this one, or this one? Can you think of a different word that starts with the same sound? Again, I invite you to pause the video if you like, make a list, go through it for a couple of minutes if you like, take your time, and come back to the video. We're in no rush. You're in control. You can pause the video whenever you like to do any parts of the workbook, or if you want to do your own thing, that's absolutely fine. But here's some multiple choice options if you're not looking at the workbook. Great. Again, syllables, probably on the lower end. Perhaps there's just one syllable in this one, I think. Now we need to think about what sound the word ends with. What sound does it end with? This is a she. She. And we just go back to that, what sound it ends with. It ends with that p sound. P. Now, which word sounds similar to sheep? Any words that sound similar to sheep? You can pause, say them out loud now, write them down, or you can choose from the multiple choice options here. So what would you go for? A word that rhymes with sheep. Okay, you're doing great. We are on to our final picture now. And yeah, think about this word. You got it in here. And think about that first sound. What sound might it start with? What sound might it start with? This one, this one, this one. Okay, good. And we want a different word now that starts with the same sound. A different word, a new word, starts with the same sound. Pause the video now if you want, make a list, or choose one of the options here. Something that starts with the same sound. Now, how many syllables? How many beats? Slightly longer than the previous one, I think. Ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba. Yeah, it's got two. And what sound does this end with? What sound does this end with? Like an extended vowel sound at the end here. You might really hold this if you're waving one down, desperate to get one of these home or something. Taxi! Something like that. Okay, so I just gave you the word there, taxi. And the last question now, let's think of a rhyming word with taxi. This is tricky. I had to look one of these up. It's not straightforward. So pause the video now, see if you can think of a rhyming word that goes with taxi. If you'd like a multiple choice option, I'm going to put them on the screen now. And you can choose which word you think sounds similar to taxi. Have you got the answer yet? Have you chosen it? Can you try and say it out loud? Great job. Okay, so we have finished that for today. If you've enjoyed this video, I would encourage you to like and subscribe, and to also visit my website where you can find an extended version of these types of exercises where you get 5 sessions with separate workbooks for each session that run along similar lines to this, but are just a bit more in depth and in scope and size. Really, you get a lot more than with these YouTube videos. So go have a look, please. I'll put the link in the description below the video so you can just navigate to it quickly. But I've had a great time doing this. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Okay, take care. Bye.